it's pizza time, and like, the guy opens the door, we like trank him, and we just.
Yes, and then when they go to open the pizza boxes, the poisonous snakes jump out of the guards. It's genius. Kaze is not in Jotunheim.
Okay.
And he will slowly be coming to. And he will wake up in a hospital room with one man standing in there in a suit.
What happened? Where am I? What happened? And why are you here?
That's a lot of questions that you asked all at once. Where do you want to start?
At the beginning. What happened?
You were brought into this hospital by some doctor.
What? Okay.
What do you remember last? Let's start there.
We were at the hotel, and then there was a giant noise, and then that was it. It sounded like an explosion. I
wasn't told much about a hotel. All I was told were that you had some broken bones and a serious head wound, but you seem to be coming out of it all right, so it can't be that bad.
It's everything's still kind of fuzzy, but I think the fuzziest thing at this point is, why are you here?
Well, the easiest way to explain that is I'll be around to make sure that nothing happens to you.
But that wasn't the agreement. The agreement is that none of you are supposed to be around. This is why I went to the Barrens in the first place.
Things change.
What's changed? First Sue was gone, and then now you're here and around. I don't understand.
All you need to know is that an agreement was made, and we're honoring that end of the agreement.
And then, as he says that, Kaze gets out of the hospital bed and starts taking like the IVs and stuff off of him.
You have some stumbly steps when you try to get out of
just a little straightening up and everything, and getting all my stuff back on. And then I go to leave the room, and as I pass by the man in the suit, I just say, it better be that you're in the shadows, way in the shadows, because if I see you again, nobody's gonna see you again. And then I leave the room.
He'll jut out his hand right before you're about to leave the room and slap a card in your chest.
And I take the card and look at it.
Whenever you want to actually grow up,
I will take the card with.
Steps out of your way.
Okay. And then I'll leave out of the room and leave from the hospital.
Okay.
And then go to try to get like a cab or something so I can get back to Jotunheim.
All right, yeah, you can hail a cab and hitch a ride back to good old Jotunheim.
When I look on the card, what does the card say?
It has a number printed on it and a logo. And the logo you recognize belonging to Renraku.
Okay.
And that's all that's on the card.
Okay. And then I'll just take my cab.
Okay. So simple ride back to the middle of literally nowhere.
Yeah, that's location when it comes to cult compounds.
You don't even have somebody to talk to on the way back to the location because it's an automated cab.
Oh no, that's a nightmare.
No other person to speak to.
As I'm sitting in the cab, I'm just like, So, how's your day been? Talking to the cab. Just trying for anything.
You just get like automated responses. Destination already entered. Destination already entered. En route. En route.
I appreciate that. I mean, how's the traffic looking? Has it been bad today, or how's everything going?
Sensors indicate no traffic.
Oh, I love it. I love a nice easy drive. It's always a good time.
Some of the rest of you will notice a single cab rolling around the corner. Approaching Jotunheim, which is odd because there's usually no vehicle traffic at all. Loki, one of your lieutenants, will knock on your door.
Come in.
Boss, there's a cab rolling up.
Okay. Did you see you?
No one ordered anything that we know of.
Okay, I'll be right there. Get some guys, I guess.
All right. He grabs a couple guys. When the cab finally stops almost in front of Jotunheim, you can see Kaze get out of the back.
Where did you go?
I was the hospital. I assumed that's where you guys dropped me off.
No, you were upstairs with the doc the whole time. It's good to see you though, man. I'm so glad you're okay. Like I was worried. Like it was touch and go there for a minute, buddy.
I think I'm okay. I just what happened? We were at the hotel.
Are we all there?
Yeah, everybody was still at Jotunheim. Whether you
I meant like out
or
there.
not.
Okay, cool. Because I will also be there, but I'm like behind Loki a ways.
Sure.
Sorry, please continue.
Yeah, I got a call and everything went sideways, and we I mobilized the troops and we came and got you.
Did Sean make it?
Don't know. I mean, I'm gonna guess no, but maybe. I can't confirm or deny that.
There's been absolutely nothing in the news other than an unknown terrorist group committed a bombing on a historic hotel.
Yeah, we should maybe talk about this inside. This is probably not a great place to have this discussion.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. I just as I walk into Jotunheim, I go and I grab a juice box. Gotta hydrate.
Before we go into because we're outside, I'm guessing. When he as they start proceeding, I brush past and I shoulder past Loki, and I go up to Kaze and I'm just like looking at him, and I hold a hand out. As he goes for the handshake, I just go and I hug him, and I don't say anything. I'm like, I don't say anything for a while, and I'm just like, I'm hugging way too tight. I'm like, and I back off. Glad you're okay, Chummer. Got worried for a sec, but I knew you'd pull through.
I appreciate it, Zero. I actually have something that I want to talk to you about in a little bit, but let's go talk with Loki and kind of figure out where we're at right now. But I'm glad to see you too, man. I'm glad that you're also safe and that you've made it through.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to kill your dad, because man, that guy seems like a dick.
Yeah. From what I could tell, he wasn't totally responsible, but up top, kill my dad. Yeah, you go in.
I'll gather everybody up and go into the meeting room.
Okay.
Well, everybody, Kaze's okay. Looks like he came out on the other side all right. Just some bumps and bruises, buddy. You got any serious stuff going on, or?
No, it seems all right. I looked over my discharge paperwork and on the way over, and everything seems like it's healed up pretty all right, all things considered. But what happened at the hotel? I remember standing outside the door, and then the next thing I knew, I was in the hospital room. What happened?
I don't know. I wasn't there. One of these guys can probably fill you in better than I can.
I'll take that one. It exploded. That's about it.
Oh. Okay. I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And to
That.
elaborate, I also failed you.
I don't know if that's true. I was outside the room.
I was confident that it would be a milk run, that we would just talk our way in, everything would be fine. And then when everything went to hell, I couldn't help. I couldn't do anything, and I'm sorry.
No, you don't have anything to be sorry about. We're all here. You know, scrapes, bumps, and bruises aside, we all made it out. And knowing you in the short time that I have, Bear, I'm sure that you did your damnedest to make sure that that would definitely be the case. But you're good, man. We're good. I don't know, nothing personal, nothing taken. And, you know, as far as the milk run is concerned, it was a little spoiled. But we'll get him on the next one. And then I go for a high five.
I just hang my head.
That's not how we high five, Bear. Come on. Come on. I need it. Yeah. And Odo, thank you for the update. I appreciate you filling me in on my blank spaces there.
Yep, no problem.
All right. So
Wait a minute. It's not Odo. His name is Auto Magic.
Oh,
Okay, let's get that straight.
Odo a magic?
No, Auto Magic.
That's what I'm saying. Odo Magic.
that doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even
It-
sound right.
I assumed it was a family name. I wasn't going to question it.
Yeah,
Is
we
it like
figured that
French?
out.
Is it like
Yeah.
magique?
Oh, that's a good question. Are you French?
We
Auto magique.
Oh, très bien.
Denata?
I don't know what any of you are saying right now.
You see, he didn't strike me as a French type, but it's starting to make
So-
sense.
So it explains the cowardice. So does anybody happen to have gotten any type of updates after the fact about Sean? Do we know what happened with that? Did he ever make it to the hotel? Because
Well, I mean, I can't imagine that would be publicly available, and that's what we have to go on right now. The only thing that's in the news is that there's some terrorist group out there responsible for an attack on the hotel. I don't imagine that we're going to get any information like that outside of, you know, some really serious, you know, backroom decking kind of action, and that costs. So I haven't spent on it yet because I don't think it really matters that much. All I know is that more than likely that whole situation is going to get pinned on us. So we it's not for sure, but we're not looking all that great. We're all kind of in sort of a bad situation right now. I don't know how bad it's going to get. Maybe it just blows over. Probably not. So that's where we are with the whole thing is.
Okay. All right. Well, what else have I missed since I've been away? Any major
We're gonna get paid.
updates or it's always a plus. All right, I like that. That's good to
I
hear.
do have another job.
Oh, also
Okay.
Loki dropped the accent.
Accent? I never had
Oh.
an accent. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this is how Loki's always sounded. I don't.
Wait. What do you mean?
Oh no, back me up. This is how Loki's always sounded, right?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
I'm looking at
He sounds
Otto
fine.
so desperately, like, what?
No,
No one else
yeah.
noticed. He stopped talking like he was. What? Oh.
I noticed it. Zero. It's okay.
Aha!
What are you guys talking about? I don't
You know,
know. I don't know.
I
The
have no
explosion
idea.
probably just like changed your ear pitch frequency acceptor.
Yeah. Have you gotten them checked after you know everything that happened? Are you at a higher frequency now or lower pitch? What's
Bear, back me up here. Bear.
The only thing I noticed was Loki stopped being a Dreckhead after the explosion. But other
Oh
than
no,
that,
I'm still a Dreckhead.
All right, whatever.
tigers and stripes and whatnot?
So I mean, I don't really know what's going on with this whole situation with, our royal fella, and I'm pretty sure that.
I mean, I guess more so the thing that I was the reason I was asking is just because, if he's alive, that does put us still in a more favorable position if this all comes back around that they do end up trying to pin this on us. Because, blowing up a building and killing a royal representative of a independently standing elf nation is way more of a double bad scenario than just getting the pin for blowing up a building, which not great to begin with as
they
well,
might
but
be after Nidoron. They kind of showed up and started shooting at cops. I don't know.
Did they though?
Did they though?
Why did
remember the VTOL had no markings on it that showed up.
Why did
Nidoron you were
show
unconscious,
up?
so that's true. They were digging you out of rubble, but they were just nondescript guys in grayish security gear, but there was no markings on any
Submachine
stuff.
guns, pretty good stuff.
Well, yes,
And
they did have
then
submachine
Lone
guns.
Star showed up. They started spraying.
Wait, why did Nidoron save us?
Well, okay, we don't know if it's night or not. It's good.
Okay.
Mr. Is it Nemo? You said something
Nemo,
about
yeah, Mr. Nemo.
someone. Loki.
Yeah, look,
Cat
I
calling some
had
favors.
to cash in all my chips to get you guys out of there.
Oh,
So,
I appreciate it, Loki.
I mean, you're welcome. I couldn't leave you hanging after all that, and I apologize to everybody else. You were out, but I should apologize to you too for not warning you, or at least saying you shouldn't go. That's why I didn't go, because I thought it was a bad idea. I thought something smelled off, and I should have said something, and I didn't, and that's why that whole situation happened. I at least could have tried to stop you guys. So I need to make that apology to you, because I didn't have an opportunity to. But going forward here, I'm all above board. I'm an open book. So,
Well, with that type of intuition, I actually have something that I've been thinking of, that I was thinking about on the car ride over here. That as some of you who've been with us for a while, mostly Amaging, Zero, Loki, you guys may be familiar with Sue. She had to go take care of some business and left me Nova Hot numbers when she had left. I've been thinking about legitimizing us and actually making something out of this. And if we wanted to go ahead with this, Loki, I would like for you to be the face for us. I'd like to have you be the one to make our connections, get jobs for us, and kind of get everything up and running. And I think that would be a really good position for you.
are you talking about like a front?
Yeah, so I've been kind of working on this, and like as I say this, I get up and walk over to this corner of the meeting room in Jotunheim that nobody has ever noticed. There's a giant sheet just up against the wall, and I pull it off the wall, and up in big letters across the top it says Nova Hot LLC. And I said, so this was something that I was kind of cooking up for when we thought that this was still going to be a standard political assassination. But now that I've kind of set a lot of the foundation in place while working on this, I'm thinking that we just make this official. We can run with this as a company and start to use this as a front for us to make better business connections with people that maybe will take us more seriously or think of us as being more legitimized, and kind of go from here and see what we can make out of it. I would need to get in contact with a lawyer about the specifics of registering and getting everything up and running. Amaging, I think you've got a guy that I could talk to, right?
Look, the lawyer.
Yeah,
You
for
did
legal
it, and
situation.
you don't want to deal with him.
Oh, he's
No?
great. He's great. Actually, I have one of his cards right here, Kaze.
Oh, great.
Here you go.
Okay.
And he does owe me a favor.
He owes us.
Oh,
he owes us all
oh.
a favor. But do you really want to get in bed with him again after the whole?
Oh, he's
No.
great. He's great. You've seen
Subway?
the ads.
No.
Yeah, this guy looks above board. I don't like, he seems very legitimate. I like his suit. It's tailored correctly. fantastic shoulder seam lines. I don't understand. All right, I'm gonna go over to Loki and I'll take the card from him and I'll give him a call in a bit. I thank you, Loki. I appreciate
I'm
it.
gonna highly just watch yourself with him. He's just watch out. He's not to be trusted. He is a lawyer after all.
Well, you know,
Have you seen the ads? They're very convincing.
Oh, I've seen the ads.
It's very good. Yeah.
He got me out of that jam, yes, but
well, there you go. That's all we need.
We'll just say that
He's got
we did save
I
his
saw
life, so he owes us.
His latest ad, he said he's got a 60% win rate. Like, that's
60%?
more than half. I don't understand how you can argue with that. So, again, this is more of a consultation thing, more of a paperwork side of things, just to make sure that we can get everything up and running correctly. But also, I want to open the floor to this as well. I mean, how does everybody else feel about this? Or would you guys be interested in being a part of Nova Hot LLC, or what do you guys think?
So while you're having this conversation, the doors will bust open, and in walks Doc, just casually smoking a cigarette, half hanging out of his mouth. He is finally wearing your lab coat that you gave him, and he just walks right up to you. Kind of grabs your jaw and just twists your head side to side. Opens his jacket, hands you a lollipop.
I just take the lollipop and I can't even say anything. But I have there's a sparkle. There's a sparkle in the eyes as I take the lollipop.
And then he just turns and walks out of the room.
And then everybody else saw that, right? That just happened. That wasn't that. It may have been the concussion, but that was the thing, right?
That was the thing.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Kind of weird.
Oh,
People can change.
He's him and Applejacks, man. He's about to overcut. He's about to overtake. But yeah. Anyway, so back to opening the floor.
Oh.
How does everybody else feel about this? What is thoughts, concerns, suggestions?
I think if you talk to Sam, remind him that Amaging, Spider, Otto, and I saved his life, and don't let him charge you.
I was there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So
That's
he does
fair
this.
point.
He does this for you. He doesn't charge you, and we're square.
No
I mean,
additional favors.
And no
That's
additional
as
favors.
long-
Clean break.
That's as long as that's okay with you guys. I don't want to use your guys' favor if you're not on board with doing this.
Am I gonna have to pay taxes on this? Because I've been kind of avoiding that for a while.
No.
I'm good.
Okay. I mean, the logistics of like the company side of things will be handled by me and Loki primarily. Again, if Loki's interested in taking up the mantle here with this.
I mean, it seems like it could be a useful tool. We'll probably have to have a discussion later about, what it's all going to entail, but it does seem like it could be a useful tool for us to work around. Maybe bring some heat off of this location, because it's getting a little hot around here. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the thermostat's kind of high right now, so anything we can do to sort of alleviate some of the stress and maybe not put all these people out here in danger anymore would be good. I
Okay.
I think that would probably be good.
Okay.
But on to other pressing business. Anybody want to get paid? Because I'll slap a folder on the table. I got this job right here. I haven't looked at it yet, but we can take a look at it right now. And it's for Nemo, and he pays pretty good.
I'm in.
He does.
All right, flip open the folder. What's in there?
So when you flip open the folder, it's a dossier. There's some paperwork as it'd be an employee evaluation form. There's a couple of those. There's some pictures of a guy in a suit and in a lab coat. They're the same person. And then there's just some printout information about a location that's up in the Everett area. and then you have a jump drive that has extra information on it.
And what's it look like this guy does? What's in his dossier? What's his employee evaluation say?
He's got good marks all around. He is in the top of his team. He does something with robotics.
Okay, you left out the most important part. Who does he work for?
Shiawase.
Okay, I guess I'll slot the drive and see what's on there.
So it's more photos of this particular guy, but then Mr. Nemo's voice is on like a recording, and it starts playing saying, "Good evening, gentlemen. This particular person that you see before you, our company has taken a vested interest in, and we would like him to vacate his current employer and come work for us. This can be a very delicate situation sometimes, and normal channels are not open to us to be able to accomplish this. So, I reach out to you in your expertise of acquisition. We would like this person brought to us. All of the information we have on him has been provided to you. The compound layout of where he resides is also given to you both in print, and there are schematics on the provided drive. Obviously, pay is negotiable, but we will start at 15,000. Should you be interested in taking this job, then I expect a response to you within the next few days after this message has played to you. You know how to reach me.
Is the information off the drive, is only Loki getting that, or are we all hearing them?
I imagine I'm playing
Slots it
on like a
into-
laptop or something.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody can see it.
I just kind of look at everybody and I just go, are we the kidnapping guys now? Are we gonna get pigeonholed here?
This
It's
seems
not
like a
kidnapping.
kidnapping.
Now?
It's not kidnapping. It's acquisition of an unorthodox nature.
Guys, we gotta talk about Kevin. Like, are we
Nope.
not gonna talk about that?
Who?
Oh,
I mean-
Kevin!
the guy that Flounder beat up, that guy.
I mean, I don't
him?
remember it like that. I mean,
What do you want to talk about?
well,
Kevin?
I mean, we're
I don't-
talking about now
like-
we're kidnapping people. We kind of got like a trial run.
No, that's what I didn't mean. Like this is new for us. Like I said, I don't want us to get pigeonholed as the kidnapping guys.
We're the extraction specialists.
This
I
is
like
like
it. I
our-
like it.
This is like our fourth extraction job that we've done so far. We've acquired many people, and you know, it's all right.
Involuntary extraction.
Yeah, I don't see
Yeah.
anything wrong with this. I don't see anything wrong with this at all.
Okay.
I mean, this is
All right. Well, I'm not gonna be the rain cloud here, so you know, if we're on board, I'm all for it.
I mean, we can decide to take the job or not take the job. Do you guys want to do this or not? I mean, if your morals are getting in the way now, you know,
well,
I
first
mean-
off, morals is a Shadowrunner. Let's be fair. We already know what we do.
Wait.
That's not the issue. 15K is a good chunk of change for this type of job. It seems like there might be minimal amount of confrontation depending on how everything goes down. It seems relatively safe for the pay rate on it, which makes me concerned that there's more going on here that we haven't been told by Mr. Nemo.
Well, I'm going to assume that there is, which is why I think what we should probably do is go take a look at sort of what we have going on over there. Because if it's going to be high security and it's not going to be, you know, just a milk run, then we're probably going to want to ask for more money. And Nemo seems to have some deep pockets. I like asking for more money because money. But you know, if I don't have anything to bring to the table in terms of difficulty, you know, doing this job, then it's going to be hard for me to negotiate up.
Right. I mean, how does everybody else feel about this?
Depending on the security situation. I mean, regardless, I think we should try and get 20 out of this Mr. Nemo fella, because he's obviously pretty well connected.
It does split a lot easier than 15.
24 would split even easier.
That's very true.
But let's just do a drive-by, see what the situation's like, do some recon, don't touch anything, maybe no buildings explode this time, and then we'll let Loki do his thing.
If we're gonna do the drive-by, we got to take the Americar.
We don't have the Americar anymore.
What?
Well, you guys took
I'm
it
also
to
out
the,
of cars.
You took it to the explodey building place, and
Did nobody go back for it?
well, I didn't have time. I don't know if it's even still there. And at this point, I'm not sure if you want to like be driving around in a stolen Americar that was at the scene of a royal assassination attempt. Just
And a
put that out there.
drive-by.
and a drive-by. And a drive-by.
Hey, that's fair. Sam will be sad, but you know, it's fine. I'll smooth it over with him. It'll be okay.
I mean, you can go back and look for it if you really want to, but I'm going to recommend against
I'm
it.
sure at this point it's been impounded, and I don't have the fake sins to go for that at this point. I think we probably want to watch. That'll be all right.
Speaking of incriminating evidence, I think that since we were talking about the heat being on us kind of for the time being, you could also have that be part of the negotiations for this, because the way I see it, any job we're doing right now, assuming there are people after us, it's going to be that much harder.
That's fair. We without having to directly attach ourselves to the situation at the hotel, we can imply that it's going to be harder for us to work under current conditions to Mr. Nemo, so that should definitely help with persuasion. Amaging, how you feeling?
I mean, it seems doable. It's something we've kind of done before. VIP lounge is somewhat clean.
That's, you know, 2 buckets. I'm saying it's always ready, always stocked. Odo, any concerns or anything?
No. I mean, you know, I got nothing.
Okay. All right. I mean, it seems good. We should definitely go scope it out, see what we can find. I mean, do we want to get in contact with Applejacks and see if we can have him run any information, get any more background about this guy? Maybe find out where he lives, anything like that else that we can scope out to go try to talk to him?
I mean, we could, but again, that costs money, and we're not even sure we're going to take this job yet. So I think we need to decide that before we start spending money.
No, that's fair. I think that we'll put that into the phase 2 bucket. Yes. Zero.
If we're ever hurting for jobs, we could go kill my dad.
How much does that
But
pay?
That doesn't get us
Are we getting paid for that?
Yeah,
Are we
paid.
getting
Zero.
paid for that?
Hey,
He's the guy on the phone, right? The Russian guy. Blew up the building?
well, so from what I could tell, I was talking to him, and it doesn't sound like he has any knowledge about it.
Uh-huh.
So
But he may or may not have been involved with the building blowing up.
well, knowing
That
him,
sounds exactly like something that a supervillain would say.
knowing him, he probably would have bragged about it as some form of like, ooh, testing me for the family legacy or something.
Yeah, let's kill your dad.
Road trip?
I kind of like the job
Road
that has
trip?
the guaranteed pay.
You know, we do need a milk run.
We can do
need-
2 things.
Plus, there's really not much. You do see I'm on crutches right now, right? I'm kind of limited in what I can do right now.
I mean, not only that, but you're talking about what, an international flight, and then that means big sins, and
I feel like if we're gonna be going for, and I'm not opposed to helping out Zero, because you know he's part of this family, but I do think that if that's the case, we need to do this as a team. We need to do that. Everybody, all hands on that. I don't think having you and Zero go together, Bear, just the 2 of you. That seems like you're just gonna be walking into a bad.
We need a
situation.
win, regardless.
Yeah.
You do remember they have some kind of sample years. They know where you are at all times. You not remember Magic Tether,
Yeah.
EU, you know, all,
I
all
didn't
that.
remember that. I am gonna be honest. That is a bit of a wrinkle.
Yeah,
A quick question, Amaging. If you go into your astral form, does your astral form have crutches?
No,
Okay.
I'm not
That's what I
limited
thought.
by this
Yeah,
meat.
Oh.
Amaging Astral Assassin.
Ooh.
That's not how that works.
Can we get a
Bears.
flesh gun, and that gun has a spirit, and then you bang.
I'd watch that show.
This
right
is-
after Carl Combat.
This is
Man.
Kirk Combat Bay, Joel.
I think we're getting sidetracked here, you guys.
Oh,
Are we
yeah.
going to do this
No,
job?
I'm
or-
sorry.
Yes, yes,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah, we're in for the job.
All in for the job.
Yeah, whatever.
All in.
All in.
All in.
Yeah.
At least
I-
to check it out. All
All right,
right.
why don't you guys go do the thing that you guys do with that, and I'll stay here and do the things that I do when I'm not doing the things that you do.
What?
Yep.
Clear as
Go
mud.
do
Okay.
that voodoo that you do so well, my
Yeah,
friend.
he wants
we
us
will.
to leave and go do our job.
Okay.
That's fair. He's got to do his. You know,
Well,
put him in charge.
DSP,
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
do you want to go like actually check it out or like?
Who?
Who?
I'm sorry. What Odo?
Who?
I didn't catch that.
Who?
Break the fourth wall again. See what happens.
16 walls.
We got a call full of owls these days.
Yeah, it's weird.
Get out of here.
All right, and
Ah.
take
Okay.
2.
The magic is broken.
Amazing. Do you want to go check out the place in Astral, or I mean, I
Yeah,
can go
we-
alone, but I feel like we might as well.
I
Two
can.
heads.
I mean, I can
Better
do
than
that. That'd
one.
be the
Yeah.
the better thing to do.
Okay.
Well, you guys.
Everyone
we'll
is-
meet you there. We'll let you know
Okay.
we're there.
Well,
We'll
gotta
be there.
find
You
a
will.
car
We'll be you
first.
there. But yeah, does anyone have a vehicle here?
Fresh out.
It's a motorcycle, but technically yes, I do.
Can
You
you?
get like one of those tribe things, like attached to the side. We get multiple of them, make it like
A-
really long.
a sidecar?
A sidecar.
sidecar?
I believe you're talking about a sidecar.
Yeah, we get multiple sidecars. Everyone, one for each person.
Let's just say
This isn't Metalocalypse.
On
my
your
my
bike.
bike my bike would not be compatible with the sidecar due to certain modifications that have been done to it. So sidecar's a little bit out of the question. But I mean, I do have this strap harness. If you want to throw that on, I can keep you safe. We could at least double up, but that's the best I got to offer.
Can you talk to Sam? Maybe he's got a loner.
Oh, Sam's got loners.
Okay,
Don't
yeah,
worry
maybe
about
that's.
that.
Or I don't really think taking the battle wagon out is a good idea because it kind of was at the scene of the.
Everybody loves to see the battle wagon in broad daylight in the middle of downtown Seattle.
Especially-
I don't understand why everybody's so afraid. of it.
Especially Lone Star right now, because I'm sure they're looking for a vehicle like that.
Absolutely. Yes, let me go ahead and get in contact with Sam. I'll see what I can do to get you guys some wheels.
Speaking of
Spider?
Loki,
Hang on. Spider, what's up?
Why can't you just take a taxi? Like a
Well, those cost money.
Like a lot of people.
Me and Sam, we've got this relationship. You know, he hooks us up with cars from time to time.
Okay.
It shouldn't be a big deal. I gotta go talk to him in person anyway, because I'm gonna try to get the ball rolling with some branding. You know, get a nice vehicle, Nova Hot LLC plastered on the sides of it. It'll look beautiful driving around downtown.
Jose.
So I gotta talk to him anyway. Yeah, what's up there?
Panel truck.
Ooh, panel truck.
Get us
okay.
a panel truck.
Okay.
Then you've got more space for branding, and we can all fit inside. We'll put some benches in there. We can hang
That's very
weapons on the
true.
walls. So go
I
for the
like-
panel
well,
truck.
Weapons on the walls maybe during nighttime perusing only, but you know, that's understandable. Panel truck's not a bad idea. I like it. All right, I'm gonna go. I'll go meet up with Sam and see what I can find for us.
Can I go with you?
Yeah, you got to put on the harness. Safety first.
We'll talk about that on our way to the bike.
All right, listen. Hey, Zero's never had a problem with it. That's all I'm saying. All right,
I'm
I'm just looking out for everybody.
Yeah. Let's go. It's degrading, but let's go.
How is safety degrading? Safety is important. All right. I've also got a selection of helmets that you can choose from depending on your style. All right. I don't want to pigeonhole anybody.
Do you have one with like spikes coming off the top?
I don't mean
I do in a mohawk fashion style.
I don't mean to be
Yes,
rude,
absolutely.
but are you guys actually going to go do this job, or should I just call Nemo and tell him we're good?
No, we're gonna go do
Yeah,
the
we're gonna
job.
go do
I'm
the
gonna
job.
go. We're gonna
check it
Okay,
out.
because I'm over here like, boy,
Look,
daylight's
Loki, I'm
burning.
gonna go-
and, you know,
We're gonna go talk to Sam. I'm gonna get us a vehicle for everybody else, so that way we can all go check this out together and make sure that we have each other's backs. We're gonna go talk
Okay.
to Sam and get a vehicle. We'll be back with it. So
oh,
everybody
okay.
hang out here. We'll be back.
All right, who's going to Sam's?
Me and Bear.
All right. Motorcycle to Sam's.
Harness on. Non-negotiable.
Safety first.
Safety first.
You get there without incident. It's
Okay.
not too far away.
Okay. I walk in and walk up to the bar to go talk to Sam.
Sam puts down the glass that he's forever cleaning,
Always.
as bartenders are wont to do.
Always.
He just kind of looks at you. Grabs something from under the bar, pours it into the glass he was cleaning, puts it in your face.
Take it. Knock it back. Sam, beautiful to see you, my friend. How you been doing?
Just glad you're okay. What do you need?
Looking for a panel truck or a panel van, if possible. I might need some additional customization coming up here because we got a little bit brewing that's actually going to be nice because it'll help me to steer some more traffic your way going forward as well. But for the time being, need a vehicle that could comfortably hold 5, if possible. 4 if not.
I think I might have something that could work for that, but it's not a panel van. So
What do you got?
with such short notice, I mean, all I've got right now is I've got this station wagon.
Let me take a look.
Yeah, can we go
Sure.
check it out?
Yeah,
Okay.
So,
Follow.
it's a good old early 2000s station wagon.
Is it white with red trim and a bunch of stuff on top? Ghosty down
No,
the
it
door?
doesn't have a button. No.
Okay, I like it.
It does have the rack set up for the
That's-
top if you wanted to add luggage to the top. the
As it
luggage
should.
carrier.
That's
That's
actually
fine.
probably quite useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This looks spacious, comfortable, unassuming. I like it. All right.
Does this
What do you
work
think,
for
Bear?
Can I drive it around the block real quick? Test drive it?
It runs.
He just likes to get a feel for the car. He likes to make sure that he, if there's any quirks, kinks, he likes to know what he's getting into.
You
It's
sure
I'll-
about this guy?
I can vouch for him. I'll stay here with you as well, Sam. And if anything happens to the car, we'll take care of it.
Throws you the keys.
I'll hop in and
Mhm.
I'm gonna drive hard and like make sure this thing's up to the task if things hit the fan again.
Okay, roll me a drive test. Then you're good. There's no issue with. You're able to run it through. I mean, it's a little sluggish. It doesn't handle nearly as well as the other vehicles that you've driven, but it'll do for now.
It's all right. I'll step out of the car.
It's gonna hold. It's gonna hold the people that you want.
Yeah.
The number that you want.
I'm gonna step out of the car and hold out my hand to this guy Sam and finally introduce myself. Bear, logistics supervisor.
Bear, got it.
And then I'm gonna just look at Bear and just go, "Are we happy?"
I like it.
All right, sounds good. Yeah. What do I owe you for this, Sam?
We'll talk later.
All right, sounds good. You always know how to contact me.
I got you.
I'll be back later for that drink I owe you.
Okay.
All right, and then me and Bear will
Make
take
sure you're
off.
one piece when you get back.
I always try to be. Me and Bear will take off and go back to Jotunheim to get everybody else.
All right.
So get back and get the family in the wagon and go to take a look at this Corpo building.
Dibs on the back
Okay.
seat. If it has the fold up where you like ride backwards,
Like the bench
I
seat.
sit. Yes, dibs on the bench.
Okay. Who all is going to go look at this place?
Well, Amaging's probably
Amaging?
gonna sit in the
You-
back with her.
I'm
That's it.
with the leg and all. I can stay here, and like I said, I'll meet you
Well,
guys there.
I have okay, because I was gonna say if we want to have you and Odo take a look at the astral situation, if need be, you can just hang out in the back of the wagon. You don't got to get out of the car. You know, that'll keep the body safe. And
I think I'll stay here. Yeah.
Yeah.
My bed's a little
Okay.
comfier than that.
All right, understandable.
I appreciate it. Well, like I said, we'll meet you guys there.
Okay, sounds. Odo, you staying here too, or you coming?
Yeah, I'll stay here.
All right.
Okay.
Zero.
Ready to go.
Okay, so it'll be
All right.
me on the bike, and then Bear, Spider, and Zero in the wagon.
All right. So you guys tear off and make your way to the Everett area. It's going to take a couple-hour drive just from traffic in the distance. But you can get to this kind of gated community. It's got high walls around it with the anti-scaling fencing. The walls are about 12 feet high. You've got security cameras you can see as you're just kind of slowly cruising down the street, every few feet spaced. There's a entryway, like a drive in with a security arm and a booth that has 2 security guards at it. And then beyond the fence into the compound, you can see there's a few houses and a large kind of, I'd say it's 9 stories. It's all glass. So you're not quite sure what kind of building that is, but from what you're putting together, this is some kind of corporate compound, and that could be where they work, and then they live on site.
Weren't we given a blueprint or like a layout of the place?
Yes, you do have a layout.
Okay, and do we have the
So-
location of where the target lives?
His building that he is supposed to be in is the second one on the left. If you use the central glass building as the central marker, then he's on the left side of that building.
There a security gate? Like, is the only way in to go through like buzzer? Is there like a guard? What's the?
You've got the drive-in gate that has the security arms and the 2 guards at the booth.
Okay.
Any other entrances or exits, or is it just the front?
It looks like it's just the front.
Okay.
But that has 2 roads, the one going in and one going out, and there's a security arm for each
Right.
of those, and then the security booth is centered in
the middle.
between that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna write up the or I'll write up next to kind of the side of the compound and just park, and then wait for the rest of the guys to show up.
Okay. So just parking on the side of the street.
Yeah, and then when the car pulls up, I'm just gonna jump in so we can talk in the car instead of having to get out of it.
Okay.
All right. Well, it looks like we only have the one entrance in and out of here. Do we want to try to get into it now to get a lay of the land, or what do you guys think?
I mean, are we looking for any sort of crucial information before we even accept the job?
I mean, I'm playing on the air of that we're gonna accept the job. I think it's more just how much are we gonna try to get out of Mr. Nemo for this one, because it seems like everybody's down for the job. So I think that this is also gonna be kind of a good scouting for us to kind of figure out how we want to tackle this.
How many guards do we see?
There's just the 2 in the booth that you can see.
And the spaced security cameras, but he's right inside. Yeah. I think 24 grand. 24 large, as they say on the streets.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna shoot a quick text message to Loki and just say, get in contact with Nemo, tell him we'll take the job, ask for 24K.
Settle for 20.
Settle at 20. So we have the layout of the place. We know what we should do. All right. So at this point, what do you guys think is going to be the best way to go about acquiring said person of interest? Do you think try to convince him that this new job is the better option, or are we going force?
If he's being asked, or if we're being asked to involuntarily relocate him, I think he's probably already been asked, and the answer was no. So we might want to keep it simple and just go smash and grab.
That's fair. Zero, what are you? I'm thinking that the best way to get us in may be wait until night, go for a cover of darkness infiltration style deal. Do you have any non-lethal options in regards to the security guards that you could take them down, so that way we could go in through the front? Or
I've been meaning to work on that actually. I could also see us posing as security, just to keep. Because if two of those guards go down, I imagine that they're going to be on some kind of feed. So we're going to want something. Yes, Bear, did you have something?
An addendum. I like that. Poses security, but not security. Reflective vests. Someone carries a ladder. You can get in anywhere if you're carrying a ladder.
The old ladder infiltration gig.
And give someone a toolbox.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that either, but I do like if we can get at least one of us into the security hut, that'll make it to where we could get the vehicles in to get him in and then get out with him a lot easier than having to go loud in that scenario.
I mean,
I can take him out quietly if need be. Give me a ladder. I'll get right in the guard shack.
But I still agree with what Zero was saying, that I think that if we just try to go in with force against the security guards, they're going to be onto us quickly. So I think trying to get somebody into place to be able to get us in easily. I mean, if we want to go in under the guise of, say, maintenance workers, I think that would be a good way to probably get us into the compound without much issue in the first place. But I do still think that we should try to get somebody in on the security team so we can have an in and out without having to have any type of confrontation at the gate. What do you guys think?
What if we have the in with the maintenance, but we also have outfits that are the security? Maybe we take them in under the guise of security, saying that there was some kind of company breach, from which we could isolate them, and then
we could also just try to maybe like pick one of the guys that's on night guard duty, and then before he shows up for the night, maybe try to target somebody that specifically lives outside of the compound who has to come in for work. We could try to intercept him on his way in, get our guy in as the stand-in replacement, tell him that the guy called out sick for the night, get our guy in, then work the gate, get us in as maintenance guys to be able to go into the building, get up, get our target, get back out with him, walk right out through the front gate. Nobody knows, nobody's any the wiser. What do you guys think?
I like it.
It's promising.
But there's a lot in the setup of replacing one of the guards that could go horribly awry.
That's true.
Like if we can...
While you guys are having this conversation, we'll cut to Otto and Amaging for their astral perceiving. You guys are going into the astral from Jotun and flying over to this place.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
What does my astral signature look like with that foci?
You're a little bit bright. Well, no, you're dampened. So you're a little dimmer than normal. It almost looks like you shouldn't be able to be in the astral, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, Otto's astral signature will be a little bit brighter than what yours is.
You feeling all right?
Yeah. Yeah. Why?
Yeah, like your aura's doing like a weird
Oh.
thing.
But you look at that. It worked. Hey, let's go.
Wow, that's not worrisome. All right, let's go.
So you guys zoom on over to the compound.
Do we see any watcher spirits right out the gate?
Okay, good start.
There are
Okay.
that you can spot instantly. They seem to be hanging around the central building more than going around the whole area.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
So you
Visible
you can
barriers?
fly in. The central building is heavily warded.
Okay.
Each individual dormitory, there are 6 in total, 3 on the left, 3 on the right. All of those buildings are warded, but nowhere near as heavily as the central building is.
Okay.
I can sense the barrier without triggering it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
as long as you don't probe it or attack it or try to force through it, you're good.
Okay, I just want to. I want to sense the barrier.
Sure.
I'll do that as well. Give a hand.
Give me a roll. All right, and you're just sensing the ward on one of the random.
Well,
dormitories.
do we know which one is? We know which one is for this guy, right? We had that
Yeah, he's supposedly in the
Then-
second one on
Okay,
the left.
specifically
that
that one then.
Okay. The ward is moderately strong. It's not the same magic rating that you guys are at.
Do we get like
So-
what the forces of it?
It's just strong enough around the Force 4, Force 5 rating,
Okay.
just to make sure that pesky spirits aren't specifically going to try to cross through.
Okay. And then I'm gonna kind of like float away, and I'm gonna manifest some astral popcorn, just kind of like sit there eating it, just watching everything.
Okay. I mean, as long as you don't get super close to the central building, most Watcher spirits, you'll get looked at in that direction, but nothing comes up to you.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I'm just gonna like keep an eye on the comings and goings, for however long it takes for these yahoos to get here.
Okay. Otto,
I got nothing.
nothing else?
No.
All right. Back to the Yahoos.
Okay. So I think we kind of have a good foundation for a plan here. I think that we should probably head back. We'll meet back up with Amaging and Odo, talk it out, see what they saw on their end, fill them in on kind of what we're thinking, confirm with Loki that he got back in touch with Nemo, go from there. What do you guys think? Is there anything else that you guys want to check while we're here now, or anything else specifically you want to look for?
I'd like to get an idea of the security systems, because if this is
Okay.
a one-way in, one-way out scenario, and this place goes on lockdown, it's going to be helpful to have a contingency plan in mind.
Mm-hmm.
We see all the glass, but nothing's saying that those just don't get locked down at some point.
How high are the walls around the compound?
All of the entire compound's covered by a 12-foot wall. With
12-foot wall.
Yeah, with anti-scaling fencing. It looks like.
Okay.
Can we
So
see
just
through the
going
gate?
up it.
Yeah, you can see through it.
I'm gonna. And what's across the street from the security gate?
Looks like some residential housing.
I'm gonna just kind of lean casually across the street, kind of look through the gate, and I'm gonna turn on vision magnification and try to get an eye inside the compound and see if there's patrols, anything like that. Maybe on the exterior, try to get a model number for some of the security cameras and see if I can see into the guard shack, like maybe what the guards are packing, any useful information like that.
All right, roll me a perception test. Okay. The security guards in the little hut, in the security hut out front, they don't have Lone Star badges. They don't have Knight Errant badges. They don't have any badges. It's just a bland security uniform. You can't quite tell what kind of armaments they have, as you can't see their waist. You can only see from their chest up. Both of them look like they're wearing earpieces. The security cameras that you can see are covered in housing. So so it doesn't look like you can read any serial numbers off of them, but you can see that there are security cameras that are set up on the dormitories.
Are the guards wearing body armor, anything like that?
If they are, you can't tell.
Okay. So not like full security suits or anything.
They're
like,
not wearing
Yeah.
they're not wearing heavy security armor like you saw the guys
Okay.
getting out of the VTOL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll report that back, that they're unmarked, and maybe they're schlubs, or maybe it's a cover. Like maybe they're like a crack team of security guys just looking schlubby.
How long are you gonna just sit? How long are you guys gonna just hang out there and watch?
We should probably go.
That's mostly up to Bear. As soon as Bear comes back, we're gonna head back to Jotunheim.
Okay.
And I'll take my bike.
Okay. Going separate routes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Get back to Jotunheim, no problem. Again, it just takes you a few hours.
Okay. Go back into the meeting room to try to find Loki.
Okay.
Did you get my text about the job?
What? No, I'm sorry. I was busy doing stuff. What's the story here?
We think that we have a plan to be able to do it fairly easily. We do want to go ahead and take the job, but we did want to see if you could talk Nemo up to about 25K for the price point on that. And just like we talked about, we are a little bit of a hotter scenario right now, given everything that's happened, and this is a privately run compound by a corp, it seems. So it's things could get a little bit dicier than the 15K that we were originally offered. So if you could get in contact with Nemo and let him know, try to see if 25K is in the works, and we should be good to go.
Yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Let me just give him a call right now. Pick up the phone. Call Nemo.
All right. Phone rings. Picks up. Mr. Loki, I assume you have gone over the information?
Yes, Mr. Nemo. Sounds like the team has a plan together and is interested in doing this job. However, I will say that it looks like it's going to be a little more difficult, considering a couple of different things. Number one, we're talking about, going into, a corp compound, which is obviously a little tougher than just your average snatch and grab off the streets. So that's number one. And the second concern that we have is that there may be a little bit of heat on us, given the nature of our last endeavor, we'll say. So the risk involved is a little higher than it normally would be, all things considered. So we're thinking more in the ballpark of 25 rather than 15. Is that acceptable to you?
25, you say? And you're quite positive that with this amount, you'll be able to bring us the asset?
I believe we can accommodate your needs.
Upon delivery, you will be given the requested amount.
All right, that's acceptable terms. We'll get working on it. What's your timetable for this thing?
We would like him within the week if possible.
Okay. I'll let the crew know and have them set up the preparations.
I appreciate the expedience that you are able to get this underway.
All right, thank you, Mr. Nemo.
Thank you, Mr. Loki.
All right, so we got to get this job done in a week. So you guys have your work cut out for you. But
that should be.
I talked about the 25.
Okay, fantastic.
How
All right,
deep are
that
his
sounds good.
pockets?
We don't ask questions like that as long as the cred's clear. Okay, so I think let's get Odo and Amaging in here, see what they can tell us, what they saw, and kind of go over the plan and get everybody rolled out and figure out, what everybody's going to be doing day of, and we can see what we can do.
Sure. Cut back to Otto and Amaging. You guys are still hanging out in the astral. Amaging, you wanted to be there long enough to kind of try and observe any guard changes or routes or something,
Yes.
right? So the guard post up front does rotate out. It seems they rotate every 10 hours.
Okay, I can only stay
They'll be
there for
replaced.
near 7 hours now.
Yeah, so your best guess would be that,
Okay.
based on how long you've been there.
Huh.
There is a patrol that goes along the fence every once in a while. They do have some kind of animal that patrols with them.
Can I sense said animal?
Yeah, it's not dual-natured. It's just a regular animal.
Oh, it's just a regular animal? Okay.
Yeah.
What does the astral signature look like?
Looks like some four-legged creature.
Okay. Some probably guard dogs. Not hellhounds. That's a plus.
Yeah.
It's a bug spirit. Run.
Other than Watcher spirits, you haven't noticed any other kind of astral security other than the wards and the Watchers. There's no paranormal critters that you've noticed, and you've kind of got the guard rotation down. You haven't seen anything else, and then normal traffic from the central building out to the dormitories.
And in that time, does anybody come from the big building to our acquisitions building?
Yeah, there are people that go in and out of the dorms, different dorms at all hours of the day.
I'm mainly paying attention to the one that are
one dorm? Yeah, it has heavy foot traffic.
Okay.
Like the others. And there are cars that do leave the compound and come back.
From the dormitories?
One or two from the dormitories, but they're not gone very long before they're back.
Okay. So, what do you think, Otto?
I don't know. We could possibly, because he if what was his name, Nemo or whatever that guy's name is, the guy that hired us. If he's already talked to the guy about hiring him, it might already be expected that there's going to be an extraction run. What if we go as this corpse security team? As hey, we got whiff of something going on, and I don't know if you guys have any Decker friends. Maybe they can send an email or something, and we go in as a small protection unit as a just in case, and we nab him while we're there. If we can get Loki to come along, which he doesn't seem to do very often, but if we get Loki to go on, you can shape his face to look like the dude, and
you do realize that he's bound by oath to us. He has to help us.
Good point. Okay, so Loki could shapeshift into the guy. Realistically, if we get Loki in there alone, and he's able to stuff the guy in the back of a trunk or something, Loki can just shapeshift and the dude just drive out of the place.
It could be a possibility.
Getting in's the hard part.
Oh, man, how much is Applejack's gonna charge for that? That's the question. Well, we'll have to talk to him when we get back, but hey, that could be. I wonder what the other ones came up with.
Otto, while you're having this discussion, you get that Paul tap on your shoulder. What if you ordered them a lot of pizzas?
Oh my god, amazing. What if we're pizza deliverer people? Think about it. Okay, the front gate wouldn't be notified that someone's ordering a pizza, right? All we have to do is front as a pizza court. That's not that hard. We go there and we're just it's pizza time, and the guy opens the door, we trank him, and we just
Yes, and then when they go to open the pizza boxes, the poisonous snakes jump out of the guards. It's genius.
Is that really your plan?
what? It's not actually a terrible idea. I mean, like,
what makes you think they're gonna let us in?
Poisonous snake. What?
No. Continue that thought, please.
No. What's up? Sorry.
No. Continue that thought.
I don't want to.
I want, listen, all ideas are good ideas.
No, I've had plenty of terrible ideas. I think we should move on. Let's continue. So, like, pizza, not a good idea. Not like.
I mean, probably not. Like, they're not going to let us in as pizza delivery guys.
Well, why wouldn't they? People get food delivered all the time.
Yeah, they would probably just take it and bring it to whoever.
That's a lot of work for a guard to do. Would they?
I don't know.
We should order them some pizza and find out.
If I was in charge of it, I wouldn't. Do you want to go back to your body, order pizza, then come back?
Do you think it's worth exploring this idea?
Where did you get this idea from? What is with you in
a movie?
And I'm telling you, Trid rots your brains. All right, listen.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I thought it was a good idea. I'm sorry.
We'll put a pin in that one right now. Would you like some actual popcorn while we're waiting? It doesn't do anything. It just kind of helps pass by the time.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. That could be an idea. By the way, well, it's just us. How are you holding up? You doing all right?
Yeah. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Okay. So there's a lot we went through back on the astral quest there.
Yeah. Hey, have you considered turning into like an urban brawl star? Like, I don't know, you might have, you might be able to. You did pretty good back there. All three of us made like a good team.
Yeah, maybe if this falls through, we might need some kind of backup plan. Right. But maybe we should get back and let everyone know. They probably
have better ideas. The poisonous snakes. Anyways,
I just want to let you know I'm proud of you for facing that fear.
Thank you. I don't know how to respond to that. So high five, astral high five. Woo!
Woo. Yeah, so whenever we get close to our time being up in the astral, we'll zoom on back.
Okay. Ding, you reappear to your bodies.
I'm telling you, the pizza's not a terrible idea. I'm just saying. What if we do Chinese food?
Bring it.
Did they go to the astral like in the same room together?
We're roommates.
Yeah. I believe so, yeah.
Okay, as they come back into their bodies, I'm just sitting there holding a tray with juice boxes and cookies on it.
Oh, this is so pleasant. How did you get in my room?
The door was open. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys were, hydrated and fed after you came back from the astral. I know it can be tiring.
Hey, do you guys have a plan? Like, do you figure something? I'm cooking something up. And
we got a pseudo plan as well.
Okay.
Let's go to the meeting room.
Okay.
Talk about it as a team. Figure it out.
All right. Good.
All right. So we'll go back into the room with everybody.
Okay. Back into the meeting room.
All right. So from what we were able to find from the ground reconnaissance, the idea that we had come up with was, trying to see if we could follow one of the night shift security guards that is living off compound, then intercepting them so we could plant one of our guys in the security booth, because it seems like the security gate at the front, only way in, only way out. That way we wouldn't run into any hindrances getting into the compound. And then having the rest of the team go in as a maintenance team to go do some work on the building that the target is in. That way we can get in, get him back into the maintenance truck, take off without any issues. What did you guys see in the astral? Is there anything that we should be more concerned about?
Do we have a map of the area?
Yeah. We have the layout of the compound.
Okay, so I'm gonna start jotting down all the routes that I watched them go off of, making notations of every 10 hours guards change in this post, yada yada. Pretty much all the information we have relay on the map.
Was the patrol route around the gate, is that on the inside or the outside of the gate?
Inside
of the gate. Okay. All right.
And then
that's good to know.
A couple vehicles leave every now and then. Really no pattern to that. I think it's just I couldn't tell you, unless we've
just people leaving off site. It seems like maybe just going out for groceries or something.
I would like to go back out and kind of follow one of those just to see where they go. Maybe Otto and I can do
Okay.
that after this.
I mean, if you guys also would be able to see, if you guys wouldn't mind doing, kind of like an overnight, if you guys want to do a sleepover, get in the jammies, get real comfy with it. If you could try to keep an eye out for a security guard that works the night shift that is off grounds,
Yeah,
that would give us a place to start on that as well.
yeah, we can.
Just see if hopefully time it with them doing the shift, or keep an eye out for when they're about to leave, and then just follow them, figure out where they go to, and then that way we could try to set up for taking them out in case we do want to go ahead and put somebody in the booth to have a guy on the inside on that. What's up, Bear?
I don't know that we necessarily need to follow the security guy from his house. They gotta park somewhere, right? We could observe for a couple of days because we have a week. We observe a day or two, see the direction they take to get into the shack, and maybe we just snatch the security guard off the street. Keep it simple, sap him in the back of the head, take his uniform, and then somebody goes, "Hey, I was just hired," kind of thing.
Well, when you guys were looking, did you happen to notice if there was parking on the inside, like near where the security booth is? Because my assumption is that the guy might live off grounds, but I'm assuming that he parks inside the compound when he gets to work. So that's why I'm thinking it might be easier to be able to kind of find where he's at, take him out at the source, and then that way we don't have to worry about like somebody finding him or anything like that. I mean, in terms of the security outfits, those are pretty straightforward. I can make us one of those. That's not going to be a problem. But if we can find out where this guy is coming from, we can take him out beforehand, and then we don't have to worry about him interrupting at any point, causing any kind of issues in that sense. But I assume that if we wait until he gets to work, then try to intercept him on the way to the gate, that's going to open up way more potential avenues for us getting into danger. So I think if we can take him out before he even is on the way, that'll give us the best chance of success of getting somebody else into the booth, and getting that covered.
Okay. Only issue I could see with that plan is, wouldn't the other people in the booth, because there's two of them, wouldn't they know that, like, if we try to be like, oh, it's my first day, wouldn't at least bare minimum that person in the booth, but probably some of the other security team know that there's going to be a new hire, unless we can go into the system and actually say that there's going to be a new hire. I mean, like a schedule, like these two people know they're going to be scheduled together. We can't just be like, oh, I'm a new hire that's not on the schedule that you didn't know about.
I wasn't even going to give it as that's a very valid point. I wasn't even going to give it as a new hire scenario.
Okay.
I was just going to have it be guy called out sick. The security company sent me as a fill for the day, so I'm just going to be here covering a shift for the night. That way, we don't have to have any bigger issues with that. I mean, it might still behoove us to kind of create like a false background. We might need to get in contact with Applejacks and see if he can make an account for us for this guy so he comes up in the system, so he's not. Yeah, what's up, Loki?
I just want to point out that I think you're overthinking this entire thing. Otto brings up a very good point that, like, we don't know if they have some kind of internal registry of people that are like substitute workers or whatever. We don't really know if they're like an external company that's being contracted to run the security for this location, or if they're internal corp security. And if they're internal corp security, you're talking about trying to have Applejacks hack into like Shiawase and change stuff. That sounds very expensive and dangerous for him. When there's a real low-tech solution for all this, you guys go bag you a security guard and I'll just pretend to be him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that will work too. Coming into this plan, I don't know how much you wanted to be involved, Loki, so I didn't want to necessarily make plans that, had to incorporate you with your comfort level. Because I don't know what you wanted.
I want to get the job
On
done,
that, so
and it sounds like the
that's
safest,
fair.
easiest way to get this part of the job done. So let's just
I
do
think
that.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah, we got a couple hands coming up. Bear, saw you first. What's up?
I was just gonna say that sounds a lot like the smash and grab. I like it. Low tech, simple.
Mm-hmm. Odo, hand up second. What's up?
So I had like maybe a backup plan, or like we could incorporate it somehow, and like
It's a
Hearing your
really
plan-
good one.
hearing your plan, it's like okay, so
No bad ideas. What do you got?
you've said that before, and then everyone in this group agreed that I had a bad idea when I suggested the terrorist vest. Just saying.
Absolutely. What do you got?
Wait, terrorist vest?
Pizza delivery?
Don't worry about it, Loki. Okay,
Yeah,
pizza
not-
delivery. I'm
not
So
relevant.
like, what if like we don't know this? But we could just order on pizza. We order a pizza to that dorm location. I
Okay.
don't think but like, there's a possibility that like, hey, I'm pizza delivery guy. I'm walking here. Like, I'm gonna deliver this pizza, and
probably in a car, but yeah, go on.
yeah. So I mean, that's our end. We're there. No one suspects us. We have an alibi. We're the pizza guy.
I like it because I like that we then don't have to like falsify maintenance reports or
Right,
come up with
right.
anything on that back end. And also, you know, just as a note here, like I'm the dream big guy. So anytime that anybody has plans that are simpler and easier than whatever I throw out, please give them, because I tend to overcomplicate a lot of scenarios, but I like the pizza idea. I like Loki face changing for a security guard. That seems like a good one. Bear, saw your hand up first.
Otto, to piggyback off your pizza delivery idea,
Yes.
if we're gonna go that route, in order to create as much of a distraction, disturbance, whatever as possible, we'd have to order a lot of pizzas.
You have money.
But I don't know that we necessarily
I don't
need
have
to
to
do
pay
a
for
lot of
pizza.
pizzas. If we know
How are
the
we gonna
name
get
of
the pizza? What are we
Look,
gonna do? Fill it
guys-
with snakes? Poisonous
Guys,
snakes?
nope, that's off to a bad start. Okay.
You know,
hang on.
actually, he might be onto something.
What?
No, just hear me out.
What
Hear
if
me
they're
out.
like
Hear-
paralyzing?
You know,
like-
Otto, stop.
Okay.
Okay. Here's a thought. Not necessarily snakes. I mean, like, you know, snakes are cool and all, but poison's not a bad idea. I mean, what if we drug these pizzas?
Spider, narcotics.
So I was just going to say the best way for us to make this work is to put the two plans together, because if we have Loki in the security booth, he will let us through with the pizza that I can absolutely drug.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
you get everybody hopped up on some goofball pizza, you know, then it's going to be real easy to just walk in there and drag the guy out. I mean, you're going to have to leave
Exactly.
kind of quick because cameras and stuff, but
Right.
should be able to do
yeah,
that.
I mean, but I mean, I can also make us up some pizza guy delivery outfits. Like, we just need to, you know.
I mean, look,
Just-
like, you know, if we drug these pizzas, there's a good chance that we can get some of the other security to chow down.
So, how about this? Because this is what I was thinking. We do the pizza delivery idea, get Loki in place in the security booth. We have the name of the person that we're going to be delivering it to. When we get there, we could kind of do like the, hey, we just got the name of this guy. We don't, because do we know exactly where he lives in the compound? Like, we know the building that he's in, but do we know like a room number? Do we know any of the specifics for that? Because we could try to get that when we get there. Just go, hey, we got a call for a pizza delivery. This is the guy that called it, but he didn't give us like a room number or anything to deliver these pies to. Can you give us the number so we know where to go? If the other security guard starts to get a little bit suspicious about, you know, needing that information at that point, boom, secondary drug pizza, give it to you guys and go, hey, look, man, I got an extra pie here. If you can help us out, pies on the house.
I'm
Have
thinking,
the other security guard eat that pizza.
I'm liking where you're going with that. I'm almost thinking that
Mhm.
we just have enough pizzas for the remainder of the security team. I have the other guy on the mic key in, hey guys, somebody ordered us a bunch of pizzas. They're all up here at the front. come and get you a slice.
Love it.
A surprise
Okay.
pizza party.
Right?
Surprise pizza party. It helps improve morale.
Right?
Tried and true and tested. Nothing improves morale for a corporation like a surprise pizza party. So
Nothing.
if that's the case, nothing. So if
The
that's
surprise is unconsciousness.
the case, Zero, glad to hear your voice. It's been a while since I think we've heard you on the mic, but I'm glad you're back. So I think that that's gonna be kind of a good altogether. But again, Loki, do you know the documents and everything that we got from Nemo? Do we know the specifics of where this guy's at, or are we still gonna need to try to get that from them?
I don't know, easy. Does it say in there what room he's in?
Documents say that he's either on the second or third floor of that dormitory. They don't have the exact number for his apartment. You do have his name though.
Okay, so how about this?
Wait, what's the guy's name? Hang
like-
on, what's the guy's name? I'm waiting for this
I
other
need
shoe to
the name
drop.
as well. Yeah, I do need the other.
The guy's
as well.
name is Joseph Lachlan.
Okay, never mind.
Joseph Lachlan. Okay. So how about what we do is we tell him that we got a pizza order for Joseph Lachlan, but he didn't give us the information in regarding to where the pizza is actually supposed to go. We need them to let us know what his room number is so that way we can get them there. But also, because this is the 500th pizza delivery for our company, we've also provided them with a full pizza party for the security staff, and make it to where it's kind of like a, hey, we've also brought all these other pizzas for all you guys. What do you think?
Or we could just say that the dude
Presumably-
ordered a bunch of pizza for the security team as a thank you for doing such a great job. I mean, that sounds a little more
Believable.
legitimate than hey, you guys just won the sweepstakes.
Yeah, but listen, a lot of people aren't gonna look a free pizza in the mouth. All right, a lot of people just take the free pizza.
Well,
But
presumably,
that is fair. I think if we just go that there was a large order that came in for Joseph Lachlan. He has his pizza that we got to get to him, but he also ordered some extra pies to give out to the security boys because he appreciates the work that they do. Boom, get that covered. Get those drugged. Knock out security. Get into the apartment. Get Lachlan. Get him back in the car. Take off. Hold him in the VIP lounge until Nemo comes to pick him up.
presumably Loki would already be impersonating the security guard at the gate, though. So
Right,
we
and
wouldn't,
that
we
way he
wouldn't
can
need
kind of
to
help.
give free pizza. We just say, hey, Loki's in
Well,
place as the security guy. He buzzes us in.
You want that, Bear. You want that. You want that because when things go sideways, which they will, you
We have
want the
knockout
security.
pizza.
Yeah, you want the security guards already doped up.
Right. And also having Loki on the inside for the security. When we tell him that we need the information for Lachlan, if the other security agent starts to kind of fight back on it, we could have Loki there backing us up, just being like, give him the numbers. We got a bunch of these free pizzas as well already.
Just force feed
Just
him
give him
pizza.
the number for
knock
that
him
one
out.
so that way they can give it to him.
Suggestion, question.
Yeah, Zero.
Okay,
Mhm.
so hear me out. We
Okay.
get him in the guard booth, right? We
Yep.
go up there, talk about Mr. Lachlan. If he starts building up a stink, our guard Loki goes and delivers it himself, so that way he can just get to the target immediately.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And that way we don't have to worry about drugging a bunch of people that may or may not even be into pizza. I hate to say it.
But the other option at that point then is how are we going to do extraction? Because if Loki gets up there and drugs Lachlan, but we can't get the vehicle into the compound in order to pull him out, how are we going to get him out?
If we figure out some kind of service that would make sense for them to leave, we could also, if we can get a vehicle in there or something, it would make sense for him to, like, I'm just imagining that, say there's a laundry day and they have to have a bunch of laundry shipped out. He could put our guy in the laundry basket, wheel it out, get it into the laundry vehicle.
We're going to take another person in a laundry basket again? Except this time it'll be intentional?
Yes.
I think you may be overestimating my abilities, Zero.
You are capable of anything, Loki.
Hey, look, I appreciate the confidence, but when it comes to lifting heavy stuff, well, that's not exactly my forte. And I don't know if you've ever tried to move a person, but they're pretty heavy, especially if they're cybered up, and we have no idea what's going on inside this guy. So if he weighs 500 pounds or something, I'm going to have a real problem putting this guy in a laundry basket, number one, and then getting said laundry basket anywhere.
So
Okay.
I like the
So-
idea, but I don't know that I'm gonna be the guy to do that portion of things.
Okay,
Zero?
so question for the GM.
Yes, go ahead.
Do we have details on like what this guy does?
You said he works in robotics.
You know he
Is
works in
he
robotics.
is he like a high up there kind of guy, or is he just like a
He's head of his
someone
team, yeah.
Okay, head of the team. Does he have like a security detail or any details about where he lives?
He lives on the corporate compound.
cool.
if he lives in the compound, I'm assuming that he probably doesn't need a security detail because it's
Very
just all
true.
people
Okay.
that work with the same corporation that are going to be there.
Yeah, makes sense.
So the way that I'm looking at it, I like the pizza idea. I think that the pizza idea is simple, straightforward. It's a good way to get in, get what we need to get done. So what I'm thinking is we put Loki in the security booth. We put me and Bear as the pizza delivery people. We set up Zero relatively close so that way we can have him covering us from a distance in case things get bad. We'll have that support. Spider, you do what Spider do. I'm not 100%. I mean, like, we could, throw you in the trunk to bring you in with us in case there's any issues once we're inside or something like that. And then Amaging and Odo, we set you guys up outside. You could watch from the astral, give us a heads up in case there's anything that we want. Maybe have one of you guys on astral lookout, have the other person with an earpiece to us, so that way if they see anything, they can come back, report it, give us a heads up about anything that you're seeing in the astral, go back to checking it out, keep an eye overhead from it. What do you guys think?
Sounds like a good foundation.
I like it.
Okay.
Just
Spider.
one addendum to this
Yeah.
whole thing. You guys
Yeah.
want me to impersonate this guy? You can't knock him out before I get a chance to talk to him because I need to hear his voice.
Right.
Otherwise,
No,
I'll sound different than he does, and that's no good.
No, absolutely. So, I mean, if we've got to within the week to get this done, what I was thinking is for prep day, give us a solid prep day. I'll work on the uniforms, make sure that we've got all of that covered, and as well talk to Sam, maybe see if he can get us a lead on a pizza delivery vehicle that we could commandeer for the evening, or maybe he just has, a sign lying around. We can go ahead and throw it on top of the station wagon. Either way.
Why don't
while
we just
do
go
that-
steal like one of those magnet things off the top of one of the pizza cars, and then it should probably be
That's
someplace
doable.
like local that's sort of nearby.
absolutely.
Yeah.
A believable business to get the delivery from. While we're doing that, I was gonna suggest that you go down once we actually have Odo and Amaging find our overnight guy that we want to go for, and then once we've identified who the guard is, we'll have you go down while they're on shift and talk to him, be like, hey, I've been interested in getting into security, what do you guys do, how do I get into that kind of line of work? And then you can have a conversation with him one-on-one, learn the speech patterns, his mannerisms, that type of thing, and then that would make you more comfortable, if that sounds good to you.
I mean, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Bear, what's up?
Mr. Loki.
Stop calling me Mister. You're making me sound like my dad or something. What do you need?
Loki.
What? What?
You're gonna turn into the guy.
Yeah.
How's that work? You know what? Not important.
It works like this, and I'll facial sculpt into Bear, and
It's a
then
very sickening ordeal of you hear kind of like bones snap and readjust, and suddenly you're looking at yourself.
I'll say to Bear, "This is how I do the thing that you're asking about," in his voice.
Don't like that. Okay. How long do you need to talk to the guy to do that?
Couple of sentences. Still in Bear's face and voice.
This is the most important part of the plan, because you got to get in there. I'd like to cover you. when you go talk to the guy, just in case.
Okay, well, I mean, I have an idea for that. So,
Okay.
like, how do you feel about being homeless?
It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Hey, Kaze, can I like just talk to you outside the room real fast? Just personal, just real fast.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, all right, cool. Walk out. So like, okay, don't get me wrong. I love Bear. Great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Under pressure, he can get a little aggressive and resorts to physical altercations faster than not. And like, sometimes that's great. Like, don't get me wrong, that can result into things, but like
a punch first, ass second situation.
Yeah. So like, it might be better to like have like, I mean, he can stick outside with either one of the either, you know, me or Amaging. Like Amaging goes in, and then like that way, like, you know, in case, I don't know, someone a bit more not quick to jump to the gun. Do you get what I'm saying here? Like,
yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I mean, do you think it would be better to take Spider as the second? Do you think she would be all right with it, or?
I mean, maybe. Also, like, Bear's also really cybered. I feel like that'd be a little weird for a pizza delivery guy to be super cybered. You know, I mean, it's a little weird.
That's fair.
I mean, that might set off some red flag. Like if there's a metal detector or something, he's just gonna, beep, you know. So I mean, Spider could work, but like, I don't know. You're kind of the.
To be fair, in that scenario, Spider is also just as heavily.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
just throwing that one
as
out
he
there.
says that, I just hold up my right hand, which is a robot hand that is just like, and take off my glasses to show my cyber eyes that I have. Like,
well,
we're all pretty cybered to be perfectly fair.
Okay, but they're like.
But I get what you mean.
Yes,
like
so...
ours is a lot less conspicuous than seeing Bear roll up as the pizza enforcer. So I totally get that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that that's a bad idea.
Okay.
I mean my other thing was, I don't know how much you, or like how close you and Amaging are gonna be to the situation. So what we could do is, you know, Loki had mentioned this homeless part of the plan for him going in with having Bear cover.
Right.
If we wanted to, we could have Bear in homeless disguise kind of hang out across the street from the entrance to be able to kind of cover for a quick getaway if we need to. Then he'd be able to cover Loki and have two men on the front gate to make sure that we can get out easy if things should go that way. And then me and Spider will go in as the actual delivery team. And I think between the two of us, we should be able to get this guy extracted fairly easily. I think that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. I just like didn't want to like.
No, that's
that's
a totally valid concern, and I really appreciate you bringing it up, Odo. That's a fantastic.
It's Otto.
Frame of reference.
By the way, spell my name. Spell my name, please.
OTTO.
No, AUTO. Say the word automatic for me.
Automatic.
Okay, now just the first 4 letters.
Auto.
There you go. That's me. That's me, buddy. All the way.
That's what I've been saying.
No, you literally spelled the word wrong.
What do you mean? Your name is Odo. I've seen
Otto.
I've seen it written out. I understand. I know who you are.
Okay, I don't. Did you get dropped as a kid? Never mind. Sorry. Let's go. Okay, let's go. I'm
filling the team. Yeah. Okay. I like this plan.
Okay.
All right. So we go back in, and I just go, okay. So one of the other things that we've been thinking about is maybe in regards to the team that we're gonna have going through with everything here. Bear, can I talk to you for a sec? Would that be okay?
Sure.
Okay,
me and Bear are gonna go out of the meeting room.
Sure. While you do that, Otto just pawed on the back again. You should also fire fireworks at all the buildings.
That's not a great idea. I like the pizza.
It's a fantastic idea.
What if they catch on fire and then Lone Star shows up?
Even better.
That would be a distraction. If we need a distraction, I'll talk to them about fireworks.
Yes. Tell them about the fireworks. They like the pizza. See, we're going places.
I lean over. Hey, Amaging. Do you guys have fireworks?
Why?
Like, what if they needed like distraction? We could like shoot one off into a field. This was a
Draw attention to us? No.
No, not us.
You do realize that you got to shoot the fireworks from a certain spot, right?
It has a fuse. Like you can run.
Listen, you had a good one with the pizza. Let's stick with that right now.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
So, Bear, after speaking with Odo, one of the things that we had talked about as a possibility for this is we're thinking of actually having me and Spider be the delivery team on the inside, and what we were thinking is we'll have you hang out across the street, keep an eye on Loki, make sure that everything runs safe there, and then worst case scenario, we'll have two guys at the front to help help for the escape. It'll go a lot smoother than just having to rely on Loki by himself if things get confrontational, because Loki's great, he's the best talker I know, but when the gloves are off, he would probably handle a lot better with a bit of backup, and I think that you would be really good at that.
I heard that.
So what do you think about that?
So I'd be in position to keep an eye on everybody. Make sure everyone stays safe.
Absolutely.
I'm in.
All right. And also, I know things went south at the hotel, but I can honestly tell you, I don't think any of us in our wildest dreams would have ever planned for what if the building explodes. That was a completely unknown quantity. And we're all still here today. And part of that is because of what you did. So I don't want you to keep beating yourself up thinking you could have done more, because we're still here. You're still here. You're still part of this team. And you're doing everything that you can, and we appreciate that. So I don't want you to beat yourself up about the hotel.
As Kaze has this, lovely, heartfelt sentiment for Bear, I'm gonna kind of grit my teeth. Probably hear the metal grinding. Clench the fists a little bit, maybe a little twitch in the eye, and I'm gonna excuse myself. Just call me when you need me. I'll be available. Everyone's staying safe. No one out of my sight. And I'm just gonna turn on my heel and walk away.
Sounds good. We'll be in touch. Loki will probably give you a call once he, needs the backup for when he goes to talk to the agent. So I'll make sure to have him give you a call. And then go back into the rest of the room.
I figured it out.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes?
Operation Surprise Poison Pizza Party, or Operation Poisonous Snakes Pizza Party, or Operation Shiawase Surprise Poisonous Snakes Pizza Party.
I thought we weren't doing the snakes.
We're not doing the snake. I've been planning this name for like 30 minutes.
Zero. Here's what I want. I'm going to put you and Odo in charge of the naming scheme. So why don't you guys go do some brainstorm, come up with the plan. I like this. I like this.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go walk up to Spider and just be like, "Hey, so we haven't really talked that much since everything kind of happened. But with the plan that we've kind of come up to now, me and you are going to be the team going in to get Joe and get out with him. Is that, you're cool with that?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to put you in an uncomfortable situation if, you don't like being that hands-on or whatever the case is.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay. Is there anything that you need prep-wise before we kind of get the ball rolling? Like I said, I'll get the outfits covered for us. I mean, if you want to find us, one of those pizza signs for the car, and make that disappear off that car, appear on our car, I that would definitely be helpful. So we could get that covered.
Yeah, we can do that. We can handle that.
Okay. Is there anything you need in terms of the poison for the pizza? Anything like that? You're good to go.
I can talk to the doc.
Okay.
I have some stuff, but I'll talk to the doc.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, you guys have your plan basically in place is to abduct a security guard, right? And then impersonate and then show up with pizza laced with knockout stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
That is going to be the plan.
Okay. So now we're implementing said plan. So are you guys gonna stake out the compound for a day, or how are you finding a security guard?
Well, that was
the next part.
That was the thing where I was going to put Odo and Amaging in charge of watching them from the astral to see if there's a night shift guard that lives off compound. That's how we were going to try to figure out who our mark was going to be for who we want Loki to take the spot of.
So if both Amaging and Otto take it in shifts to actually observe the whole compound for an entire day, you can get most of the guard routes, you can get the guard rotations. No guards leave the compound.
Crap.
Okay.
What about
You don't see any security personnel leave the compound, and you can sense everybody to know their astral signature, so you can see whether you've seen it before. You'll see some people will leave and come back.
I want to follow a few of them just to see where they're going.
Sure. Some of them go to restaurants. Some of them go to a grocery store. There's a couple that go to like a club. That's it.
Okay. I'm gonna sense them that way. I know their astral signatures as well.
Sure.
Starting a database.
You've at least got their astral signatures.
It's something. So whenever I go back on my shift, instead of like I'm gonna not go back to my body, I'm gonna manifest into the real world. Do I have like the cool like shadowy thing like the dude had before?
The cool
shadowy the guy I got the what was his name?
The devil rat guy?
Devil rat. Do I have the cool little astral like shadowy thing that he had?
Oh, where he's like out of phase, sort of, almost looks like a phantom.
Yeah, whenever I manifest in real.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
It's not as defined as his was, but
so
you're more phantom looking than you are like ghost.
I'm gonna find Otto. I'm gonna manifest behind him and just boo.
Hey, take a shot at him. Just turn around, panic, gun in hand, just.
Bullet flies right through him.
Oh God! Why would you do that? What if like you weren't? What is this?
Oh, this is so cool. This could come in handy. What?
What is this? What is this? The Opera of the Phantom, whatever that thing is going on here.
It worked. That's all you need to know. It worked.
That is so incredibly ominous. I don't think you understand.
Hey, this could be something we could draw the security off with me doing this. I mean, come on, like they see me in this little ghostly form just walking around other side of the compound. That's definitely gonna raise some eyebrows, right?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It's not a bad idea. And then we set off the fireworks.
Hold the thought on the fireworks. Where's Kaze?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Real quick. So I have a quick question for So Easy.
Yeah.
So me and Zero had talked about something that we had wanted to try to do off stream, but I wanted to check that it would be a possibility. So for my katana that I have, we were talking about because he has weaponsmithing.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if I could have him basically convert my katana into being like a telescopic katana. So that way I could carry it with me instead of having to have it sheathed and be a lot more conspicuous, and I could kind of take it around as more of like a concealed weapon thing. I know that we have like the extra edging and stuff that we had put on it, so I wasn't sure if component wise if that would like cause an issue with it, but I wanted to pick your brain on the possibility for that, if that would be something we could do.
It could be something that's possible, but it would break down the die coat that's on it already.
Okay.
So it'd have to be onto a newly created weapon.
Okay. If I had him make me one from scratch,
Mm-hmm.
could I re-die coat that one?
Yes, it would be more expensive because you're then re-die coating each individual piece.
Segments
that's-
of it, then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But that would be a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then while Amaging was looking for me, I'm gonna go talk to Zero.
Okay.
So I go to his workshop and knock on the door.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, so I kind of thought of this idea, and I wanted to run it past you because you're good with like making weapons and all that fun stuff, yeah?
I'm working on it, but I'm not a pro at it by any means.
Ah, that's fine. So this is one of the things I was thinking of. I wanted to make a katana that started as just a handle and then became a full sword. Like a telescopic in nature type of blade scenario. What do you think about that?
Are you aware of how swords are made?
Yes, in the traditional sense, absolutely.
So you want to take the folding of multiple things of metal and then compress it down into a portable thing, huh?
Into individual segments that we would then attach to some type of mechanism that would, full blade it, as it were.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
All right,
Sure.
fantastic. So I already have some sketches, and I lay them out
Fantastic.
on his table, and they're just horribly drawn by somebody who has no concept of how
Wow.
weapons or engineering works. So I'm
you
just
even
like,
drew like a stick figure holding out the sword. That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
and that's me, and then the shorter stick figure is you, and you're thumbs
that's
up and
cool.
next to me.
Hey.
So
yeah.
I figure
Right.
we'll put like a spring in the handle, if we get a really
okay.
big spring,
Okay.
because then
okay.
it'll.
Hey, you leave that to me. Good job.
Okay.
I'm gonna hang this up on the board, and then I'm just gonna work off this. Good job, champ. This is great.
High five.
High five.
All right.
And I'm just looking at it I don't even know where to start with this as he's leaving.
Amazing if you wanted to run into Kaze here after you've just gotten back from the astral mapping of the compound that you guys have done, and let him know about the security.
Yeah, I'm doing it in the astral, manifesting in the astral, just so you can see this. I'm just gonna stand outside of I'm gonna hear him. I guess hear him and Zero talking. Just stand outside the door and wait for him.
Sure. So, Kaze, as soon as you open the door from Zero's room, there's a shade, like a phantom ghost, just standing outside of Zero's room.
Hello.
Hey, it's amazing.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Listen.
You look different.
Yeah. I'm the astral right now. Listen, this could be if things do kind of go all the Drek.
Mm-hmm.
I could try to pull some team off by just walking around the streets. It's got to do something. But
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got give me like a one of these. Right,
I know
real quick.
it's
Just give me
so cool, right?
I like it. I like it. The wispies. It looks good. Yeah. It's if you're not expecting it.
But
come October, oh man, you're gonna be a hit.
Yeah. So apparently some people do go off of the campus there, out the restaurants, bars, clubs.
Are they security agents that are going off campus, or is it mostly personnel?
That's the problem. None of the
Okay.
security go out, so that's kind of a road bump in our plan.
Okay, so quick secondary question: do the security guards live on campus individually, or is it like a barrack situation where they all kind of share a space? Or
Easy.
There's a compound for the security operatives. It looks like they're mostly the first dorm on the right.
Okay, but do they live individually, or is it like shared living?
He has no idea.
warded.
Don't know.
Inside
Okay,
the building.
okay. So they have their own compound, but we're not sure the situation's there. Okay. Have you brought it up to Loki yet?
No, you're the first
Gotten his too.
First one I found. I mean, like we'll relate to him.
Okay.
I think I don't know where he's at. Oh, yeah. I'll find him and let him know. But yeah, it's gonna put a little bump in our plan. So.
Okay. Okay. I might have an alternative. I'm gonna sit on it a little bit, see if I can come up with a better idea, and then
let's just wait.
Go talk to Loki about it. See what he's thinking as well.
I'd say come up with it in a day, and then we'll just bring it up to him then.
Yeah.
We'll just do that.
Okay. I mean, I would still bring this up to Loki. Just let him know, because that way he can also start thinking about it, and then I'll come up to him tomorrow. Me and him can compare notes. We'll think of something. I think we should be able to come up with a plan B. Shouldn't be a problem.
Okay. I'm gonna go find him.
All right. Sounds good. I would maybe lose the spooky wispy.
No.
Loki.
It's a lot easier to move
right.
around with this.
You know what? Fair enough. You do you, man. Be comfy.
Off to Loki. Is he in his room? No.
No,
He's
no,
flying.
I'm not.
No. What is Loki doing?
I'm outside playing with the kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going around trying to find him.
Teaching them urban brawl
Mhm.
rules. You can find him outside.
Okay.
It looks like he's coaching.
All right, come on, Jackson, you got this. Button hook, like we talked about.
I'm gonna just manifest my head. Hey, need to talk to you.
I'm busy right now. You can't see that I'm working on
It's
running these plays.
okay.
Come on, bring it in, team. Bring it in. Come on, over here. Everybody take a knee.
I know, like, building the kids up, but I don't want to see one. I don't want them to see me like this too. It's
Well, then don't look like
that's
that.
the thing.
All right, so look, you guys did great on that play, okay? But you need to tighten it up on the left side, okay? That flank was our weakest point. If you guys can figure out how to mesh together and use interlocking fields of fire to stop their advance on the left, then I think we're going to be good. We'll be able to push all the way to the goal with this. All right? You guys are doing great, though. I'm really proud of how far you guys have come in the last 10 minutes. So you guys just keep it up, and let's run this play one more time. All right? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Route 9! All right, what did you need now?
So about that security situation,
Dude, drop the thing. That's so.
It's really not. Yeah, that's not how that works.
All right,
This
well,
is
I'm not
usually-
talking to you until you drop
It's-
that stuff.
Just
All right, come on, come on, guys.
Whenever you're
You can
done
do
here,
it.
just come to my room. All right, and
Oof. Yeah, I'm not talking to you like that. That's not gonna happen.
Loki is getting the team ready for the first annual Barons League Urban Brawl Junior
Mhm.
team. Mhm.
I mean, how else am I gonna be able to fix games to make money?
Always an angle. Thank you, Loki. So, Amaging, are you coming down in your actual meat body, or are you just gonna wait forever?
no, I'm going back up to my meat body and just waiting for him.
Okay. So you can see Amaging comes back outside, actually walking outside.
No, I'm not walking down there. No, he's coming to me.
Oh,
That's a lot of
you
work,
think
man.
so, huh?
All right, well, it's
I'll
probably
catch
gonna
no
be
more.
some hours, so I'm
Okay.
busy coaching right now. This is fun.
So some hours later, after the coaching of the new junior urban brawl team,
Knock, knock.
Loki,
Come in.
Oh, look who's back,
Yeah, I've been back. I told you that.
Captain Weirdo.
Listen. This I'm gonna point to the well, it was a necklace, right?
Yeah.
This, ooh, so cool. But yeah, back to the thing. No security leaves the compound. A few of the people from the other dormitories, they come and go all kinds of different places. Only gone for a couple hours at a time. That could be our end, but as of getting a guard is going to be a little difficult.
Well, we're still gonna have to bypass that security either way. So something's got to happen at least with the front gate. And you said there's patrols.
Mm-hmm. I gotta.
What do those patrols look like?
Easy. What do those patrols look like?
They're usually 2 security guards and 1 4-legged animal.
2 guys, 4-legged animal. It's not dual nature. It's not a hellhound, devil rat, anything like that.
That's a giant problem.
Mm-hmm.
That dog is a giant problem. Because if it knows everybody there, it's going to sound off on the scent. And I can't do anything about that.
The one bonus you do know about the dog patrols is they don't come to the booth.
Okay. Yeah, they don't come to the booth. It should be a problem if that's where you're going to be.
Well,
and you just got to plan it to where they don't cross your path.
That's not the issue. The real issue is if I'm going to have to go in, yeah, that's going to be a problem. But the real issue is then where do they go? Where are they patrolling around?
I'll point out where they patrol around. I assume I know that.
It's all around the high fence area. It takes them a while to do the full sweep.
And I assume they end at the barracks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, well then it's going to be a time job of, getting in and out while they're on the far side of the compound. I mean, it says it's the second from the left, so that puts us kind of on one end. You're probably going to need to get like some kind of schedule of when they make these routes. If it's randomized, we got a real problem.
Is it randomized? Is it timed? What have I learned from being out there?
You've only watched for one day.
Okay.
There's no way
Yeah,
you can really tell.
I'll keep going out.
You know that they do go out, but whether it's a random time or not, you've only watched for one day.
I can spend all my time doing that. I mean, I'm not going to be much use the day of, obviously.
Yeah, you and Otto probably need to like get a handle on that, because I think that's going to be the biggest wrench in this whole thing. From what I'm seeing here, everything else seems like it's fairly static, and those variables are accounted for. But having like a roaming patrol, especially if it's randomized times, then that's going to change everything that we need to do. So I think that's the first step.
Yeah, I'll get with Otto, and then day of I'm going to be in the astral floating around. If they come by, I can just do what I did out there and let you know.
Yeah, I mean, however you were doing the thing, just I guess get that information, because we can't really move forward with this plan until we have that. And remember, we're on a clock right now, so we want to get paid. We got a week.
So you guys are gonna observe for one more whole day?
Probably 2 more whole days, just to be safe.
Should we?
Okay.
Should we order a pizza? Because what if they just let them in? I feel like that solves a pretty big issue.
Oh, you mean just order them one and send a random pizza delivery to the place to see what happens?
Yeah, pretty much. Because if they just let them in, I mean, that's solution.
Otto, thank you. I wanted to say that an hour ago.
I mean, I've been thinking about it, but I was like, this is funnier. Anyways,
you could always call in a delivery.
Otto
whenever you wanted.
Orders a pizza and gonna pay on arrival.
Wow, you cheapo.
Honestly, you should really just pay for it up front. That way, if it's gonna go in, it's gonna go in.
Good point. Okay, I'll buy a 1-topping small cheese pizza.
Sure.
Pepperoni,
okay.
Soy cheese.
Okay. So it goes from the local pizza place, Papa Luigi's.
Okay.
You can see the car goes all the way up to the guard booth. Some guy gets out. You guys never seen the astral signature before. Goes up to the booth. Hangs out there at the booth. You can't hear in the astral. So
I'm gonna is there a place out of view that I can hide and kind of go out of the astral so I can hear? And not manifest in real space to be able to hear.
Like in the guard booth or around it?
Oh, around it. Yeah, just enough to where I can
top
hear
of it?
them.
Maybe on top of it to try to hear them.
Okay.
There's the possibility that you get spotted
Not by cameras.
because you're out in the open.
Not by cameras,
Well.
though.
So listening from that vantage point still sounds muffled, like even in real space. You can hear the guard talking to the pizza guy, and the pizza guy is trying to plead his case. Look, man, I just go where they send me. Okay, this is where I'm supposed to go. And the guard eventually just tells the pizza guy to get out of here, and takes the pizza, opens the pizza box, and then it sounds like maybe he gets on a walkie-talkie or a phone.
Okay.
And then a few minutes later, another guard comes down and takes the pizza and walks off to one of the dormitories on the left.
All right.
Okay.
It's gonna be a problem.
Okay. So, no, Watcher Spirits.
The Watcher Spirits are only on the big
That's true.
building, but the other buildings
Okay.
are warded. That's the only problem. Is the security booth warded?
No, security booth
Okay.
isn't warded.
So we do this, okay? Give him the pizza, drug the pizza still, okay? Same operation. We don't enter, right? Pizza guys don't enter, okay? If they can, awesome. Probably not going to be able to, right? Okay. What if we just levitate over the fence? And like, hopefully the dude eats the pizza. He gets drugs, unconscious. We have to do a little bit of searching. But like, based off of this plan, without reworking the entire plan, that's all I got.
Well, we're gonna have to figure out where every camera is. That way, we're not levitating them right into some camera view. It's the next thing. That's our next problem, which we can't do that in the Astral.
No.
Well, while you guys are figuring this out and spending your 2 days in the Astral to try to figure out if the guard rotations are random or not, what are the rest of you doing for 2 days?
I'm just hanging out with Zero.
Okay.
Zero. While we work on the plans for
talk
for
about
the katana.
For your
Yeah,
new weapon.
I'm trying out prototypes for that, and I also want to try and work on. Okay, I don't know if we finished the compact rifle, right?
Yes.
I wanted to also work on the silencer at some point, and then non-lethal ammo. And
you can buy gel rounds.
I think you have some of those already, don't you?
Yeah, I remember I
round.
do have some gel rounds. So
Yeah, gel rounds do stun
I
damage.
guess I was also thinking about tranquilizer bullets, but that's a whole other thing.
That is a different thing.
Okay, so so the silencer and the
Non-lethal.
Well, no, the non-lethal I don't need to worry about because I have gel rounds.
Gotcha.
Fold out thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And then at some point, I should probably call Sam Pickery and talk to him as well.
Well, we'll do that very last here. Bear and Spider, are we doing anything specific for 2 days?
I am spending 2 days researching this corporation that this guy works for. Just like what I can find on my pocket secretary or, public information just to see what we're dealing with.
You can do a Shiawase research. They're mostly a tech company based out of Japan. They've got their hands in robotics. They have their hands in some cyberlimb technology. And they also dabble in cyberdex creation and matrix security.
Who are their, particularly in robotics, who's their biggest competitor?
Their next biggest competitor in robotics is Ares.
Okay. File that away for later.
Sure.
Makes you wonder why Nemo wants this guy. It's not sus at all.
Loki, were you doing anything specific for the next 2 days?
Depends. Have I had another delivery yet?
It would be at the delivery will actually be the day before this run.
Okay.
Is when you'll receive it.
All right, then I guess I'm just coaching the Urban Brawl kids and hanging out like wet clothes, man.
Okay. Then we can go to the Sam Hickory call, and that we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
All right.
Bear.
Yes.
Sorry. When I gestured at Spider, I just wanted her to go first. As I'm kind of doing my loner thing for a couple days, I want to find a place in one of these buildings near Jotunheim that's sort of an open floor plan, preferably concrete floor.
What?
I need a large open space.
You want to find a large open concrete floor in the Barrens,
preferably indoors, like a building just with a open space inside.
Sure. I don't think that's too hard to find in the deserted Barrens.
Relatively close. And what I want to do is start gathering
ghouls. You're gathering ghouls, aren't you?
Yes. No, what I'd like to do is start setting up a training facility, like for combat training. I need to be stronger. Yeah, I want to build a gym because I need to be stronger and I need to be faster. I wasn't fast enough.
Okay, I understand.
I was really hoping that this was going to end in like a Footloose factory dance type of scenario where he was going to dance his aggression out.
You know what, Kaze? It's still good.
Solace.
It's still good.
It's still good.
Absolutely still good.
You have no idea. It absolutely still. Yeah.
And I would also like to, because we know the corporation we're going to be extracting this person from.
Yes.
And I do have knowledge of investing. I would like to arrange a short sell on some stock in this company. Like I want to short the stock. Because I'm betting when we extract this guy, their stock price is going to tumble a bit.
So you're going to try and play the stock market on this one?
I'm gonna GameStop these guys. Yeah.
French, I have your name for this episode. It's insider trading in the sixth world.
All right, Kaze, let's go ahead with the call to Sam Hickory and see.
Okay, I call
going.
Call the number on the card I got from Loki.
So it rings. Eventually, you hear it pick up.
Hello, this is Sam.
Hi, Sam. My name's Kaze. I'm friends with Amaging, and he had given me your information because I had some questions in regards to wanting to set up a bit of a business and get my LLC up off the ground here. I was wondering if you had any experience in business law and, copyright, trademark, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, I got a great law background and everything that you'll need.
I'm sorry, did you just wake up? Do you need me to give you a minute? You need a cup of water or something?
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. You said you know Amaging?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds familiar. Okay. We should do a face-to-face meeting, right?
I mean, that would probably be a good idea, so that way we could kind of...
Talk paperwork, right?
Yeah, talk it out and go over the logistics of everything and, just make sure everything's on the up and up.
Yeah, of course.
You sound like you got something going on there. You want me to come to you, or...?
I'll shoot you a message where we'll meet, okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
Excellent. All right, I gotta go. I got another client on the other line. Talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good.
And then he hangs up.
Okay, hang up. And as soon as I hang up, I immediately go back to Zero's workshop. Knock on the door.
At this point, I've just left it open.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I like it. All right, so I go into Zero. Hey Zero. You working on anything? Are you busy right now?
Just working on the projects. What's up?
I gave a call to the Sam Hickory guy that got the card from Loki for. Seemed kind of weird. He's gonna send me the deets about where he wants to meet up, so we can talk about what I'm looking for here. Do you mind going with me?
Yeah. I don't. He's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer. So I just he sounded a little gravelly on the phone. It sounded a little weird. He kind of was just sketchy vibes, so shall we say, that I got from him. So he wanted to send me the
You see if he
info
was
about where he
hungover?
wanted to meet. I mean, I asked him if he needed a glass of water. I asked him if he was okay. He sounded like he was having a rough time. He kept brushing it off that there was nothing
Gotcha.
going on. So
Okay, let's do it.
well, I'll let you know when I
Okay.
get the info. He said he was going to text me
Well-
where he wanted to meet, so
Great.
I'll let you know.
Right after you have this conversation, you'll get a text message from a number you don't recognize that just gives you a location, and on the text says from Sam, and it looks like it's somewhere at the edge of Touristville, not too far away from the edge of the Barrens. So it's not deep into Touristville, it's not close to downtown.
And I checked the
That's
number
where
that
you're
I checked the number that the text was from against the card, and it's not the same number.
Well, it's not, but
Okay,
says it's from Sam.
says it's from Sam.
Yep. And that is where we will end for the evening.
Oh, hey. Hey, Chummer, come here. Come here. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Hey, can we get some drinks over here? Yeah, man, things have been good. I got a thriving business, a nice place out in Redmond. Got a ton of satisfied clients. What? Oh, yeah. The clients, Sephiroth, Susie Q, Crimson Gecko, Frank, the Rogue 404, and the Absolute Drekstorm podcast. They're all happy with our product right now. Speaking of which, we got a new rollout coming soon. It's a Shadowrun lore podcast where we explain the sixth world to a couple of green runners. It's pretty sweet. You should check it out when we start dropping episodes to the public in a couple of weeks. If you want to get early access, though, you can get that over on patreon.com/critical_hits, just like the clients I mentioned a minute ago, plus a shout out at the end of every SINless episode. For more SINless content, you can also check out the Matrix playlist right here and sub to the channel over here. We really only grow by you guys leaving likes and comments and sharing the trids, so help us out and click those buttons, chummers. Where's that server anyway? Need another drink.